Y'all are so quiet. All right. Well, I am Jeff Fuller from Fuller Embroideries. We have Matthew Enderley from Passphrase. We have Justin Armenta from JA Digitizing Studios. And we have Miss Nikki, the Sassy Subber, joining us here on the embroidery.
My last name. You said all theirs.
Adamkovich.
There you go.
You want to play that game? I can.
No.
We'll go down.
I'm glad he has that.
Right.
But today we're going to be discussing a Applique Getaway recap about the show. Everybody's like jamming. So what was your favorite part of the show, Nikki? Besides me.
Oh, why her first?
Right? Can we not go to me first? Let's go to Matt or Justin.
Matt, what was your favorite part of the show besides me?
Well, there's nothing then. That's it.
Knew it. Oh.
My favorite part was Justin.
Of course.
That's a lie.
There.
What's the phrase from Maury? The lie detector or whatever determined that to be a lie?
Yeah. This was false. There you go. But let's grab a few comments there's a lot of comments. We have Barb LaFond watching from Minnesota. We have Cindy King from Texas. She actually won a Nerd Star. Don't look at the fact that Nikki has 3 of them. We'll keep on moving on. We have Mr. Mike Muldowney from Canada. We have Miss Ramona McKee from Illinois. I knew that. It just took me a second. We have Christine, who probably should be here live with us, but is in the comments. So if she says, pull me in, we're going to send her a link real quick.
No.
We have some sassies going on with Miss Claire Shepard. We got to meet her down at AG as well. We have Mashid. Hi, all. Hello. We have Suzanne Hale from Rhode Island. I had to think about that. And Christine says, my favorite part was asking Justin about his tool. Made me laugh. So for those of you that don't know, Justin actually wore a shirt around the show the whole time that said, ask me about my tool. And I'm pretty sure you did that at the ISS show in Fort Worth.
I did, yes.
Apparently not a lot of people went there and asked him about his tool.
Eric Campbell did.
Eric did, and apparently Christine did too.
That's true.
Miss Cindy says, I can only see Nikki. Hopefully.
That means you got the best view. I'm sorry. I'm kidding.
There you go. We have Dustin watching. Hello. He's in, I want to see he's in Idaho.
Spokane.
He's in Spokane, is it? So Washington. We have Letty from, oh man, I'm going to not remember this. Ohio, maybe? No. Letty's from somewhere. We'll talk about that later. Suzanne says that she's jealous. Christine, who also got a Nerd Star, has the only purple one, and the only one actually made out of plushy fabric instead of minky fabric, which makes it unique on its own. Let me put it that way. And Cindy says, oh, so now it's how many stars you get. Well, I never said you couldn't have more than one. So if you find us at another show, maybe we'll do another giveaway. We haven't decided that yet. We have Fran, who's back home in Cajun, Louisiana. Kathy, hello from Chicago. Christine says, you didn't ask me to join you. I'm just saying, but probably a good thing because my brain isn't working today. I feel that that's probably accurate for all of us.
Pretty much.
Me, for sure. Frank says, good evening, all. Hello. Cindy, buy your tool, Justin. There you go. Mike says, my favorite part of the show was Justin getting home and finishing my files.
Yes, Mike, I did.
And
first priority, Mike.
There you go. And Suzanne says, double jealous. So don't look. Oh, your one fell down, Nikki. I'm just gonna say that.
Because it's right here.
Oh. One didn't fall down. You're holding it in your hand. So, all right, Matt.
I'm the original Nerdette.
You have only the only one of that type.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Matt, what was your favorite part of the show?
I think my favorite part was probably, teaching the class and then having to tell Jeff to shut up because he's using up all my time instructing. I'm just kidding. But
that was
yeah,
a real struggle for all of us, I think.
That
Honestly,
was.
it didn't matter if there was two of you or if there was just one of you. I think we all four of us even had that discussion that we just didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
There was too much for us to discuss and the short amount of time that we had.
But yeah, show related, yes. Doing my class was a lot of fun. Like actually teaching it. I mean, it was the first time I'm teaching embroidery. Like I teach every day for my full-time job for completely unrelated topic. But being able to actually, present some of the knowledge that I've gathered throughout my years embroidery, helping other people figure it out. I think that was probably my favorite part. And I don't know who the producer is, but they're getting fired after this.
Hashtag not me. Not Justin and I. We're quiet.
Other than the actual show, I mean, just hanging out with everyone was a lot of fun. If you weren't in the lobby, you were missing out.
Absolutely.
All right, Justin, you're up.
I think I could agree with Matt. Moving from the webinar genre of teaching to the live classroom was pretty cool. Got to see people's faces and interact with people with their questions and stuff. So I like that a lot. And of course, hanging out with you guys, because this is only the second time I've actually seen you guys in person. Last year in Texas was, and of course meeting everybody else at the show. All these faces that I see online, like Nikki, and there's a Sheila across the way from
She's a who?
is it Baby Moon?
Designed by Baby Moon.
Yep.
Yeah, and we saw Alexis from So What Academy. Yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, just seeing the people there. I got to see Christine again that I met last year, but yeah, just hanging out the little bit that we did get a breather between teaching and the show was fun. But like I said, I think teaching was the best part of it.
All right, sweetie, it's your turn.
So I would have to say this is my second time teaching live, and I could tell you that this one was harder to leave just because there were so many of my tribe members there. I got to meet the three of you, and if you've seen the pictures, they were right next to us, so we were just literally chatting all day long. And it was just, there was floods of people coming in and out, and then there was downtime. But I love teaching all three of my classes. A lot of great questions, just constantly moving. I think from the time we hit the lobby to, we were coming in, 11 sometimes at night, and we were just tanked. But the laughs, that was the laughs for me. Just all the things that other than just teaching, just being with a bunch of people who know exactly what you're doing and just can understand. So that was cool. That was cool for me.
Okay.
And done.
And Jeffrey?
I was gonna gloss over myself. Well, so there were a lot of moments that stood out. I would say that probably my favorite moment was Adam teaching his class. As a parent standing there watching him present his material. I know everybody's gonna. Well, you're standing there and you're watching your kid present information, and he did a really good job.
And being 11.
Yeah. I'll brag about my kid all day, every day.
I gotta say, I was already nervous to teach my class. Adam's class was before mine, so I was sitting in on it, watching him, and just watching how organized he was and how well he did made me even more nervous for my class.
I wish we could see the eyes of a child, because he just kind of got up there, just did his thing. The rest of us are like, here we are preparing 1,001 notes, and he just gets up there like it's nothing.
He prepared all his own stuff too. Like, that was his thing. So, I mean, other than all the other moments that stuck out that I'm not going to bring up, because what happens in Fort Worth stays in Fort Worth. The other one that really stood out that I think back, and it makes me laugh every time, was having to tell somebody in the bathroom that it was not an appropriate time to ask me a question.
That's probably a good one. Actually, Matt and I were sitting before Justin came down for breakfast. I think it was Sunday morning? It might have been Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And you just get people. I felt like Matt and I was looking around. I'm like, I feel like we're two college professors, and all the students are coming up, and they're gonna ask us all these questions before class. And can I hand my assignment in late? And he's answering embroidery questions. I get sublimation questions. Then Justin sits down, and people are still asking. I'm like, this is nonstop. It's like I said, as soon as you hit that lobby, I was on the elevator, and we stayed up on the 11th floor, and I swear every floor that Matt happened to hit the button for, I met somebody that I had to answer a question for, but it didn't matter. That's what we were there for. And you were there to make them feel comfortable about asking a question without feeling stupid, because sometimes that, especially when you're face to face, it's easy to be a keyboard warrior and just say what you want to say. But when you're face to face with them, you kind of get nervous. So, it was a great, overall, it was a great weekend.
So let's talk about that whole every floor that Matt hit the button for, because we were going up. Matt was on number 4, right? And I'm on number 5, and Justin's on number 11. And Matt gets to number 4. He goes to take a step out, and he smashes all the buttons, and then gets off.
From there, you forgot the next part where I'm outside the door and I keep hitting the go up button.
That was when it was Claire and DJ and I in there, and DJ's trying to block the numbers, and he goes out and just keeps hitting it, and we're like, come on. And then he did it again, except this time Christine was in there, and she is not a big fan of elevators, and she was on the 11th floor with me. Yeah, that was fun. We almost murdered Matt.
Oh. No, but it was, the show was full of, like, I got to meet a lot of people. And there's even Allie in the background. Hi, Allie.
Hi, Allie.
Oh, we got to move the branding. Hold on.
That's okay.
There you go.
There she is.
Oh, there
Allie
she is.
Allie got a healthy dose of the rest of us.
If you call that healthy.
Well, it's debatable. I see Ramona says they're starving for education. They absolutely are. And having 2 years off with COVID, just the hands-on experience, there's nothing like it. Absolutely nothing like it. I was sitting at the table, we were having dinner, and I was listening to Justin and Matt have this whole embroidery conversation, and I was literally like a sponge. And I don't really do embroidery anymore, but I literally was just taking it all in because I plan on getting a bigger machine at some point. And I got picked on for just literally staring at the two of them. I mean, if I had a pad of paper, I would be taking notes, but it's all right. It's all right. They're a wealth of information. That's true.
Yeah, and I mean, it was fun. Everybody asking questions. I mean, the whole show was, you would go from the booth to the classroom, and you get stopped all along the way, and then on the way back you get stopped all along the way. It was a lot of fun talking with everybody that came up and interacted with us all, and then of course all the hilarity that ensued in the meantime, because there was a lot of hilarity that ensued in the meantime. I think we had a bet to see who could make Nikki's face go the reddest the fastest.
It was a tag teaming event that I didn't realize I was blissfully unaware of.
Absolutely.
You want to hit Suzanne Hale's comment, please, before we get
This
into
one. She has a question.
I have a question for Nikki. I have an embroidered customer that is interested in puzzles and not a small number. I have a Sawgrass 1000. It depends on what size. I have a couple of vendors in my group that I can point you to, but believe it or not, Jeff's going to love this absolute answer right now. You can actually get them on Amazon. I have an affiliate. I have it in my influencer shop on the Sassy Summer, so I can send it to you. It's really just going to depend on the size of the puzzle you want. If you want small ones, I think there's 11 by 15. If you have a Sawgrass 1000 without the bypass tray, it's like an 11 by 17 print. If you have it with the bypass tray, you can do 13 by 19. Well, technically 13 by whatever, because you can put the roll in there. But you just have to, you can private message me and I'll help you figure it out.
Buy it on Amazon. That's where it is. Buy it on Amazon.
But, okay, so we'll get on to that when my live's next after this. We'll hash that out over there. That was a repetitive make Nikki's face red conversation all weekend. Yeah, it was. Mm-hmm.
There we go. Brought it up. Claire had fun too.
She
Everyone
did.
did, I'm sure. And Cheyenne says Jeff and his Amazon, and now I think we can officially say Nikki and her Amazon. Not everything from Amazon is believable. If it says sublimation 4 times in the title, it's
Right.
probably something that I would buy that might not work.
So what do you guys think? I'm gonna bypass this whole thing. What you guys think of Designers Row? Like, did you feel like we had a lot of people out there? That was a great picture, actually.
There you go.
We had a lot of great pictures from that weekend.
It was weird because we were in Designers Row, and the show floor obviously was in the convention hall. But I honestly don't recall one time that I really went in there and compared the crowd there to the crowd we had, because I was too busy with the crowd that we had.
Well, that was it. That's why I took a lot of pictures. I mean, that one, I forget who took that picture. I think it might have been Cindy's daughter took that picture. But I tried to take as many pictures as we could of us all just doing our thing. And capturing those moments. I would sneak into their classes. The only class I missed was Justin's because he was going on at the same time I was. So I could not get into his class. But I try to capture those moments because you want to see what's going on. Christine picked on Jeff for standing there like a security guard in their class. And I literally almost yelled security in the middle of their class, but I figured Christine probably would have killed me at that point. So that's all right. But did you say Beetlejuice 3 times too? Yeah. Yep. It was a great class too. And poor Matt, he's trying to be a speed reader, reading through his stuff, and I'm looking going, okay, I've got my other class coming up, and he's like trying to fly through it. And I think how many slides did you say you ended up with left?
Well, I had like 57 slides total, and I was at like slide 27, and I had 15 minutes left. And I was not expecting that many questions. And like I would say something, and then Jeff would have also really good information, which was helpful, but we needed an extra like hour at a minimum.
Yeah. Well, Ramona had posted up there, you spend 45 minutes, you do a 45-minute presentation, and then you have 15 minutes of questions. They literally were coming, I don't know if it was like this for your class, but you weren't even in 5 minutes and they had already started with the questions, and you're only on like slide 3.
I mean, I started with the questions before slide 1.
Well, yeah.
It was there before.
Uh-huh.
What's Matt doing in that picture?
That's a great question.
They said to look over your left shoulder. I didn't remember which one that was, so I was trying to figure it out.
Nikki didn't remember which one it was either. They said look over your left shoulder, and she most definitely went the right shoulder.
Then she went grabbing with her right hand, trying to figure out which one it was.
We call that a fishing expedition. Anyways, we're gonna move on so she can lift her head back up. Cindy says, I don't think they had as many classes compared to this year compared to last year. Too many good classes were offered at the same time. And I know there were classes I wanted to go to that I couldn't because I was in a class. And the same thing, I know Adam wanted to go to a couple of classes, and he just couldn't because he had to pick, this class or that class. Which he went to your class, and then he went to your Ask Me Anything.
Yep, I let him pop in to one of my classes. I mean, he's 11 years old, so I was like, come on, you could be my buddy and you can help me. So,
I know he went to Sheila Ryan's class. He had a lot of fun, though. He was pretending to be grown up.
Yeah.
I'd look over, where's Adam? And he was either with you or Justin or Matt or off on an expedition somewhere.
I was thinking about it while we were looking at it, the stage that they had. I wish they had just chairs sitting out front where different teachers could go up, or instructors, whatever you want to call us, could go up and like finish or have a recap, or that's where they could answer questions and just have that open panel, I guess. Have time slots where the teacher could come out and say, okay, here we go. What else do you need to know? And that would be a great time because then it doesn't take away. If you don't know, some people are taking classes and some aren't, but have it as like a free service too. It's out there on the floor. Utilize that space.
So I'm going to pull this up from Christine where she says scheduling is a problem. We only have so much time and so many spaces. We do a lot of work to try to create the best schedule we can. And Cindy is right. We had more classes than last year. And I can completely sympathize with that. You're bringing in teachers from everywhere, and it's a 3-day show. You only have 3 days to cram all those classes in, and then it kind of becomes where do we put who? And then you add into the economy this year and the price of gas doubling and plane tickets. I don't know what yours cost you, but when I went to go buy a plane ticket, it went from $200 to $500 per person from the first time I looked at it till I was actually ready to purchase.
$675 for me to fly to Texas from New York.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that I
although
feel
my hotel
bad.
is cheaper.
Yeah, I feel bad for some of the people that couldn't make it, but and they missed out. I'm gonna say everybody that didn't make it that bought a ticket, you missed out.
I mean, you gotta understand too. Like you said, the gas and all of that. But we came out of COVID, so people are still struggling from that. Now we've got supply chain issues and everything else. So I'm hoping that by next year we'll finally be full steam ahead. But I'm feeling we are gonna have to ride this out longer than another year, unfortunately. But we'll see. Right now we just got to get through, the back half of our year, and this is a great way to get there. So.
Can I just say how great Adam's class was too, by the way?
I mean, I'm going to let you brag on my kid too.
I mean,
It was.
Talking to Jeff before, I know you were a little worried about content really early on and what it was going to be like. But I mean, there was a lot of really good information in there. And for an 11-year-old to present in front of a class of, 18 people or more, that was pretty awesome to see how well he did. And there were lots of questions and stuff too, so that was really cool. And the memes or memes.
I mean, considering he's 11 and he walked up there and was talking to everybody like he's been doing this 20 years,
Oh,
was what blew me away because I was here when he was rehearsing. I mean, he sits right there, and I was here when he was rehearsing, and he had that I'm reading a script voice. And I was really worried about the whole reading a script voice. And then he goes in there and he walks in there and it's just like, boom, I've been doing this 50 years. I know what I'm doing. Leave me alone, Dad.
Seeing him on the sales floor though too was pretty cool. I took a picture of him and Jeff on the floor, and they're both explaining something at the same time. You could tell they're a father-dad team or father-son team because they literally have the same mannerisms. And I'm like, perfect shot. And just listening to Adam explain, I think he was explaining his luggage tags, actually to somebody. I don't know what you were explaining, but you could just see it, and he was just right at ease. He had no fear of just going right out and talking to people and asking, the questions that he needed to ask, or if they had any questions. So it was nice to see, so good job, Dad.
Looks like he had a great time.
He did. It was funny because we were driving home, and I asked him early on in the drive. I'm like, Adam, would you do this again next year? And he's like, absolutely, no hesitation. I was like, okay. And then when we did the 30-minute Ask Me Anything, 10 hours later, after riding in the car 10 hours, I'm like, would you do it again? And he's like, I don't know. I just started laughing. It's amazing what sitting in a car for 10 hours will do to you.
Or on a plane.
Yeah, we're on a plane, but he's pretty excited. I've talked to him a little bit about virtual, and he says he's not sure if he's invited, and I just kind of laughed. But I think there's a good chance he'll do virtual AG2. I don't know what he'll teach on, but we will find out. I did, dad moment. I totally recorded this class completely, so that I could show his mother. Dad moment, right? But I think, oh no, not that video. I was waiting for the other TikTok with the with the dancing hand?
No.
Oh yeah, that was me and Adam trying to convince Matt and Justin to dance with us. And
Now, mind you, I was trying to do a live and talk about Justin's Puff Pro Tool, and I got bombarded by nerds, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't see Justin come flying around the corner coming at me, and Adam had to try to be in every part of my live, and here comes Matt comes tearing in, and I'm like, this is not going to end well. I need to hurry up. And I'm literally like trying to hit my phone. Just stop, because they're not coming into this.
And you're like, I'm going to take a picture of this. And I'm like, you're taking a video.
And I
did no, I'm not.
Though.
And then you turned your phone around and you stopped it and you flicked it to photo real quick. And I knew it.
Listen, I got a good one of Justin, and then it's on my TikTok. If you need to know, you need to go on my TikTok for that one.
And it's pretty funny. Matt's going to go find the direct link now because
No, you don't. No,
Matt,
you don't.
that TikTok, Justin, that TikTok is going to be your flat embroidery. Because I've got my flat embroidery comment, and now you've got that TikTok that is just going to haunt you for the rest of your days.
Absolutely, it is.
Hashtag I'm sorry.
You can totally see in her face. She's like, I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Hey, okay, wait a minute. In my defense, though, I did post a good TikTok about the tool. So
that's true.
I did redeem myself. Had to, because I was going to die.
Uh-oh, there it is.
Matt's got it. Oh, is it coming up?
His internet's too slow.
Hold on. I'm sorry, Justin.
I think it's funny, Justin, that we're all looking at the camera laughing, and Nikki just puts her head down. You're like, here's my hat.
Sorry.
I got the video too where Nikki's pretending to peel off the sublimated
I also have the video where I actually heated up the cookie on the press too.
Wait, you took a video?
Yeah, we have the video. We have the video for that. Actually, I think Claire does. Claire has that video.
Where was I for the warm cookies?
You
had already left. You left. See, and you didn't text
me.
Oh, wait, you did text me telling me you were home. That's right. You did. No, Matt said that he wanted his cookie warmed up. So I literally took some butcher paper, folded it over, and stuck it on the press. I'm like, you're not supposed to do this. I didn't. Listen, I did not add
You're
any
not supposed to do this. Put your cookie
no
on
pressure on there. Oh yeah, there is a video. We legit warmed up his cookie on the heat.
Did you spray it with Pam first so it would be nonstick?
No, we used butcher paper, which is kind of like parchment paper, so it was good. Yeah.
I like the buttery Pam flavor though.
I'll note that for next time. Okay. Okay. All right. That's if there's ever a next time at this point.
Yeah, I don't think we're invited back.
Yeah, we almost all got kicked out, Jeff.
Especially after this picture.
This close.
Oh, I totally did not get us kicked out.
I am terrified to know what picture you're bringing up, to be completely honest.
Oh, I'm not bringing it up. Just look in the bottom of the thing.
I don't think she can see all that because she's not in the admin.
Oh, that's
side.
right.
Sorry.
He's been pulling up pictures.
You know what video or what picture? All the pictures I got are from our Facebook chat, so.
And her head goes down again.
I think we're at like count 10. Are you happy about that now? Who's battling here? Who can make my face turn red with stupidness?
So far it hasn't. So you either put on a lot of makeup to hide it, or we're just not. It's not working.
You're all welcome to do virtual. We'd love to have Adam do whatever he would like. It would be fun.
Whatever he would like.
Here, I will sit here and do your job, you three. Come on.
We're occupied.
Hashtag.
I think it's interesting to note that you can tell how tired we are, of how high energy the live was with Christine that we did before the show.
Except
and then this live, because you traveled for like 10 years, I swear to God, to get to your house, Nikki. And Justin, he got back a day early, so he looked pretty well rested. But I know I drove forever, and Matt just got home today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and you just
Airport travel will kill you. You just sit there and you wait and you wait and wait. And we actually had to get there early because Justin couldn't get a shuttle out. He had Matt bring him. And I looked at Beverly and I said, there's no way, we got to get there. Try to get there early. So we have no idea. We've never flown out of, well, she hasn't.
Matt was my hero, and then it ended up being delayed.
Even if there was someone who couldn't figure out how to operate the ticket booth.
This is true. We said it good.
I didn't tell you that happened to me on the way out too.
Oh, geez.
I waited like 3-4 minutes, and I was sitting there like I could totally reverse and go into another lane. I'm like, no, he's gonna figure it out shortly. No.
The person was hitting everything but the button they were supposed to on the panel.
And then I pull up and it's like, big white button with an arrow with print. Boop, comes out. Boop, go.
Yeah, it was a long day. It was a long day. It was a long travel day. How long was your delay?
It was only like a half hour.
That's not too bad. We thought my flight coming in, I flew into Charlotte, and we had a thunder and lightning storm going on, and that was interesting, flying in the air with a thunder and lightning storm. And Jeff says, oh, Matt does this all the time. He goes, except he never sends me the pictures for it. So I'm taking pictures and video out my window. So he's like, Matt never gives me that. I'm like, sorry, he didn't offer you the coffee and cuddle too?
I did think it was pretty hilarious when you took a picture of a guy sitting on the airplane and he looked like me from the back.
I thought you were talking about me sleeping, and Matt's like, no, this guy. And I was like, oh, yeah, shit.
I got it. Hold on. Don't you worry.
No, please do not show that picture.
How red do you think she's going to get?
We shall see.
Push the button. That looks exactly like Jeff.
Jeff, look to your right. That's your right. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
That is definitely him.
Thanks, boys. Thanks. Love you both, too. All three of you.
Karma.
She said that so much.
Instant karma.
You sent the picture.
Not for you to share to the entire world.
It's not the entire world. It's just like half of the entire world. And it's
but the other half will see it on mine. See, thank God you guys aren't admins in mine, because you are sharing nothing on mine.
I could have been an admin in your group. There was an opportunity that presented itself.
Hey, I know Cheyenne is watching.
There was an opportunity.
I'm sure she would make me at least moderator just to troll you.
I swear next year Nikki's going to be like, my phone has a password and it stays with me everywhere.
Okay, but honestly, even though you took my phone, I knew you guys wouldn't have gone live. In all seriousness, you wouldn't have done that because you guys have your own group. So that's why it was fine right where it is. I mean, there might have been some ridiculous pictures taken, but going live in each other's groups, you wouldn't have, it wouldn't have had a problem. You wouldn't have done that.
We're all professional here.
Yeah, we totally.
I don't know. I was called unprofessional, but that's a whole other thing for a whole other rainy day.
Tune in tonight at 9 for Why He's Unprofessional.
9:30 for the 11 o'clock Zoomy chat.
No, I go live at 9:30.
There you go. Ramona had a rough time. They pulled both of her bags for additional inspection. I'm pretty sure it was the tags that were on them. And then they changed her terminal 3 times, back and forth between C and A. Ugh. And yeah, I have had that happen before. And it's funny because you just kind of follow the crowd. They make an announcement, everybody walks in a direction. You just kind of like, you have no idea where you're going. The front person knows, and the back person has no idea. You're just following everybody to the next gate.
Mm-hmm. What did she mention? Anyhow.
You have no idea where you're going. The front person to the next gate.
Mm-hmm. That'll teach you, Nikki. Thanks, Claire.
Anyhow. You have no idea where you're going. What on earth is that?
Echo.
It was me because somebody commented and tagged me, and I was like, what am I getting tagged in? I didn't really.
You're getting tagged in the live that you're sitting in. So that you know that you're there, I guess.
Oh no, it's so that they know that they're picking on me. Even the outside influences are picking on me.
She says she's just being supportive.
So that's what we're calling it now? Okay.
Mhm.
Right.
Supportive.
Sorry, gaming.
So did we ask everyone what their favorite parts were?
Yeah.
Did we?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So exhausted.
We could do what was your least favorite part, Nikki?
Just not having enough time. Just honestly not having enough time. And I mean, there's some things that I personally want to do differently. For my class, for the way I did my giveaways on my class, I really wanted to do a lot more demo work, but I was helping Claire so much at our table, and all the questions that were coming up, I just didn't have a chance to. So, moving forward, make sure Claire has more, more people at the table than me. And then that was it. But I just think time and the way things were structured, I think would probably be my biggest thing. I didn't feel like my one class came in late to the party, and that was my Friday class. So a lot of people, one, had no idea who I was. I mean, now they will going forward, but that class was just kind of like thrown together. I didn't feel like that was a VIP style class. If anything, none of my classes were. I felt like mine should have been for the general public because it was talking about sublimation, which we're bringing into the embroidery world, right? So I was such a new, I don't want to say I'm a new concept because it's not a new concept, but I'm a new instructor to the show, and I just felt like I could have been used differently or in different spots. I wouldn't have minded doing the my couple classes on Saturday. I mean, we did the panel. You and I, Jeff, did the panel, and I loved the idea that we ended up moving it. We were supposed to be upstairs, and I think the mezzanine. And we all just kind of, hey, why don't we go downstairs and see if we can gather more people? And as people were walking by, they would stop and listen. And I think that's what we need to have. That's why I said the chairs need to be there for those after class discussions. I think it just helps for people who maybe done shopping. I see a lot of people sitting. I mean, did you guys notice that? You saw a lot of people who were sitting. They're either in between classes, had already done some shopping, wanted to take a break. It would have been a great place to sit and just have like TED style talks, So
Nikki wants her TED Talks. Next year, 8-hour class, all things sublimation, TED
I
Talks.
can't even talk for 8 hours. By then I'm tapped out and I'm peopled out. I'm peopled out by like 2 hours.
I know Claire's booth, Adam's favorite thing over there was the bubble blowers.
He loved those things. And he was also playing, we had a game on the table and he was playing with that too. So
Yeah. What was the game? There was I don't remember what you had
quarter
printed on
toss
it.
game. Quarter toss game.
It was quarter toss, and then what did you have? Because you had it sublimated. What did you have sublimated on it?
Just a design.
A design.
Yeah, just one. All about sassiness, but that was what it was.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Matt, you're up.
Well, pretty much copy and paste everything that Nikki said.
Control C, Control V.
So, like,
I mean, yeah, there honestly there wasn't enough time, but yeah, it was. The question was your least favorite part. I mean, I feel like I personally should have probably walked through the show floor a little bit more. The only times I really did was when I was trying to find the nerd shards, and then I did find them because Jeff told me where they were, and then I forgot them anyways, so then I had to go find them again. But that was really about it. I didn't talk with much of the vendors in there, so that part kind of sucks, but someone had to be at the table.
All right, Justin, you're next.
I think getting shut down for the confetti cannons was the worst part.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, scratch what I said.
Personally, came over to me of
Control
all
D.
people, me of all people, and said no. And truthfully, I I guess not knowing how exactly the setup was, I think if we would have known a little bit more about our space, we could have planned a little bit better as far as how our booth would have been set up. So I think that's just good knowledge for any time we go to another show and we have, the same amount of area that we could plan a little bit better. But I just felt when we were setting up, it was kind of a little disorganized as far as our setup.
I think that just too comes with experience.
But that's like with any vendor show though too.
Yeah.
And I mean, they told us what table size we were going to have, but
Right.
It's hard to visualize it still.
Yeah.
And we didn't have all of our stuff together exactly what we were all going to have. Like, I don't know if you saw, but Allie, Adam, and I were stuffing patch sample kits right before the show.
Yeah.
I mean, we were putting Justin's tool in a pocket. Nikki just looked away. Right before the show, we're getting those all prepped to be sold. And
when we were getting Claire's stuff, we were still bagging some of her stuff. I mean, look at her setup. We had to have risers and everything else. We had to run, get some stuff at the store, come back. So
one thing I can say, especially like the vendors on our side, we had DJ Anderson to our left, and Nikki and her crew to our right. Everybody was helping each other out if they needed something to grab something for them, or help them move something, or even just talking to customers if we see that they were busy with other people. I could say that DJ was awesome. Sending people to our booth for certain things. It was really cool.
Oh yeah. I mean, I had the heat press. We even had Claire bring the printer so that Adam could press the luggage tags right then and there, which I ended up doing them, but because he was too busy, working the sales floor there. But it was Sheila. Sheila needed the heat press, so she came over, and then Alexis needed the heat press, so she came over. So yeah, at various times we just pitched in and helped. Designers Row, we became a team. That was for sure. If they needed to take a step out, but they didn't have anybody there to watch our tables, they're like, "Don't worry, we got it. We'll come over, and hang out just for a few minutes." And then, and I have to give a shout out to one of my tribe members because we were packing up on Sunday, and even though we were in Designers Row, we had other friends who were over at TJ Stitch that needed help breaking down their booth, and we literally. Jeff looked at me at one point and goes, "So what are we doing with our stuff?" I go, "Sandy's here watching it." And he's like, "Okay, that's all I needed to know." And off we went. And, the five of us went and just started breaking stuff down for them so that they could get out of there, at a reasonable time and not have it be just put on Tanya and Becky to do. So, many hands make light work, but
right.
It worked out. So
I was going to add, we've talked about a couple other vendors, but one that we've mentioned a couple times is DJ, which is DJ Anderson from Digitizing Masterclass.
Yep.
And he was right next to us. We kind of worked together a little bit.
We've interviewed him on the show. It was
right. It was awesome because the little bit of downtime that we had between, like when people were in classes, the shopping was kind of at a lull. But DJ and I were just sitting there talking shop and talking software and talking digitizing. It was really cool just to kind of pick each other.
I mean, it was crazy because you'd get deep in that conversation to where you really want to deep dive into it, and then somebody'd walk up.
Right.
From my perspective, DJ's chair became like a hot potato seat because all of a sudden I'd look over and there would be Justin, and then I'd look over and Matt was sitting there, and look over and there's Jeff sitting there, and I just looked at them. I was like, "Do you guys all have to schedule time with DJ?" I'm asking, do I need to be down there? Do I need to learn something? So
probably.
I probably do.
If you want to learn digitizing, then you should have took a number.
Nope, I don't want to learn digitizing. I'm going to do the designs for the digitizers. So that's
there you go.
And then you'll be digitizing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, Mike Muldowney is asking for the picture dump in Discord. So if you guys are not part of our Discord channel, it is embnerd.com/Discord. You can go ahead and request to join there. I'll also throw out there, if you're not part of our group, you can request to join our group. You do have to answer the questions. If you don't answer the questions, we're not going to let you in. And I'm sorry, but you would be amazed at how much that helps with the integrity of the group, keeping a really good user base and an active user base and keeping the spam out. So, and we'll pull this comment up here. So Ramona says, I actually missed one of my classes with Christine talking to DJ about the Floriani software. And we've got Sheila saying, ooh, Nikki would make some awesome artwork for digitizers. She's
Looking
on it.
forward to
And
that.
we have Jay. Hey, gang, thanks for all your helping and packing up Sunday.
You are so welcome, Jay. And don't worry, my hip is feeling better. I only fell out of my chair today, but don't even ask. I had a dumb move, but I'm feeling better too. I fell trying to help Jay's trailer.
I feel like I need to ask. The chair, you can't just say, I fell out of my chair.
So
No,
your chair is on wheels, and I was sitting on the edge of my seat, and I went to bend down to get something, and I'm talking to Aaron, who is a member of your group, and I literally, right here, I fell forward, and I went dropped, and Aaron's like, are you okay? Like, you can see through the computer. Are you okay? And I looked up at him. I'm fine. Sitting on the floor that I have to figure out. But it did pop my hip back in place. I had dislocated basically my hip falling out of the trailer. But you know, all is good. I'd gotten a minor adjustment to try to help me walk, and then I just kind of eased through the pain for the entire way, and then few flights of stairs to bring up my luggage, and then I pulled it out again. So I sat on the plane was great, but I'm feeling better. But no worries, Jay. I was happy to help in any way I could, so not a problem.
Yep. So, Nikki, what do you got coming up?
For me, over on my group, I'm actually going to be giving away prizes over in my group at 9:30. So you guys can join me over at the Sassy Summer. I'm going to be giving away, you had to sign up already for the Puff Pro tool. Justin so generously, after harassing me, gave me 2 to give away in the group. And then you guys see me talk about it. I'm going to talk about it more over my group, the uses for that tool. So you guys have to join me at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, right after this show here. So in about 10 minutes, I'm going to hop off, and then I'm going to head over, get prepped, everything for my show. So that's what's going on. And they may or may not join me. This should be interesting.
May or may not. Yeah, I hope you know that when you say may or may not with me in presence, that generally means it's gonna happen.
So what was challenge accepted?
That's pretty much it. I mean, we brought confetti cannons. We had them at the show, but unfortunately we weren't able to set them off. But I was totally prepared.
Okay, but you have to tell them I totally pulled the mother card and was like, Jeff, don't even do that. Do not do that to Christine. But Nikki, Jeff.
I wasn't going to set them off, but I knew if I gave them to one person that there would be confetti. Mm-hmm. And I was prepared to do that, and Nikki totally went.
I pulled that mother look just like that. I was like, don't you dare. Don't you dare.
He's pulling it out of the box as she's shaking her head.
I'm like, don't. And then he flips it behind, like as if I can't see it. Like he flips it behind him and he starts, don't even. Don't. You are not getting me kicked out of here, or you're going to go out of here in a box, buddy. So he behaved. He behaved.
Somewhat. That's, yep. So, all right, well, see, Cheyenne, I'd totally do that. I expect him to have a shirt launcher next time. Nikki, you bring the shirts, I'll bring the launcher.
All right, I'm in.
Did you see the hesitation there? She's
like, kind of bother them. That one's less messy.
Someone's gonna lose an eye.
Okay, now I feel like you're gonna shoot your eye out.
Well,
we'll have safety training.
We can have the resident AG nurse again.
This is true. Resident AG nurse, which I think Nikki. See, Christine, I do have your back. This is why you're the queen. You know. So there you go.
I loved the tiara. I have to tell you, it looked very well on her.
It was stunning. And if you guys didn't know, I gave Christine a tiara. And in order for me to find the perfect tiara, I photoshopped like 7 tiaras on her head just to see which one I thought was going to look best. And then sent it to Lindsay and said, what do you think? And I sent her the Photoshop picture. She goes, you are kidding me. And I'm like, no, I needed to see what one would look just perfect on her, and it did. It sat perfectly on her head, like it was made for her. So,
I guess that's the power of Photoshop.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. I knew what I got you, girl. Don't worry. I got you. Never mind. I'm gonna get off. You guys go. I'm leaving. I have a show to do. You guys, thanks for letting me join in, but I'm peace out, Girl Scout.
You're sending me a link, right?
Bye.
That was a maybe. I'm going to take that as a maybe. Or there you go. But
while she's gone, we'll talk trash about her. But if you click the link in the description later after we're done, I don't know how much longer we're going to go. But I just added links for the Sassy Subber and DJ Anderson. So if you want to go check them out and their stuff they contribute to the community, brain fart.
The education community. You can find their links there. Also, you can find us at Discord. You can join our Facebook group, like our Facebook page. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, our website. We have the gracious thread converter that Matt wrote, which is truly amazing. If you do embroidery, I highly recommend checking it. You can find us on LinkedIn, Reddit, as well as you can go to Kitco to see the types of things that we use to broadcast our show, as well as do our videos. Matt clicked on the link, so there you go. And if you really are feeling so inclined, up at the very top of our links list, we have the buy us a coffee. I think it's coffee or whiskey or something. It's buy us a something. I can't remember. Buy us a coffee. Yep. So that will be in the links list at links.enbnerd.com. And I do believe we're gonna. There you go. We're just gonna do all that, but I don't know, you guys. I was gonna get Nikki before she left, but final recap. Would you do it again?
I think so.
Justin?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that was my take as well. You know, I thought it was fun, and I think now knowing what to expect, we could do a lot better next year.
Right.
Especially with the booth and the setting up. So we'll grab a few comments as we go out. We have Christine saying, I should join the Discord or not. Do you feel like I'm following you everywhere? You should be following us everywhere. If not, you should at least be in the Discord because it is a lot more of a relaxed type chat. And Claire says, but but you a Corey specials. So Corey was the bartender, and he made these amazing drinks for everybody. Mashid, thank you. I'll check them out for sure. Absolutely. And here we go. We're going to grab Sheila Ryan. It says, super fun to see y'all there. I know everyone loved your classes. Awesome. We really enjoyed you sitting across the booth from us. It's always fun to be able to see people that you see online, and then when you meet them in person, you know, I'm going to say the bond happens. You know, you see them online, we talk to each other on video, but really when we actually can stand next to each other and shake hands and sit down and have a drink and discuss things, it's a lot more fun. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Is there anything else you guys want to say? And if not, I'll just close it out.
I can't really think of anything. I mean, it was fun doing AG for the first time. Mm-hmm. This is our first live back for 2 weeks, I believe. Yes. We were preparing for AG a lot. I know I made 360 patches to. I
thought you were going to say slides.
And then I'm like, well, Jeff's going to keep talking. No, just kidding. I know that's what I was doing. Justin had a ton of digitizing to do. Jeff had things to do. So
those are the best things, the Jeff thing.
It's great to be back.
It is. Justin.
It is. Back to reality.
All right. So with that, guys, I think we'll go ahead and close it out. I'm Jeff Fuller from Fuller Embroidery Works. That's Matthew Enderley from Patch Phrase. We have Justin Armenta from JA Digitizing Studios. And we had Nikki Adamkovitz from the Sassy Subber. And we'd like to thank you guys for hanging out with us, and we will catch you next time.